We're in the middle of a pandemic and stress is at a fever pitch. Gyms are closed and we're really missing our workouts and we're missing our favorite exercises that we do at the gym. But what if I said you didn't have to miss them? What if I told you that you could do those exact same exercises from the comfort of your own home? Only a little bit better even. Stick around, watch my next video, and I'll show you how. Hey guys, Michael here. Times are tough these days. Gyms are closed everywhere and it's making it impossible for people to exercise and get their workouts in, let alone get their favorite exercises that they do at the gym. So with that, today's video is going to be what I feel are the 5 most popular gym exercises that we're missing the most. I'm going to show you variations of all of these exercises that you can do at home, and in a lot of cases the exercise variations you're going to see are going to be better than the ones that you are doing when you go to the gym. So the exercises that we're going to cover are the bench press, the lat pull down, the leg press or barbell squat, the tricep cable pushdown, and the seated cable row. Okay, so first exercise we're going to look at, exercises that we miss the most from going to the gym. We're going to start off with the bench press. We're going to start here with the barbell bench press, and then I'm going to show you the dumbbell bench press. And then we're going to look at, of course, how do we substitute these exercises at home. Pick my bar up. And we're going to come down. Okay, so here we got the dumbbell bench press variation. So we're at the bench press. The first thing we want to go over is why somebody would actually perform the bench press. And this does happen to be the most popular upper body exercise for men to perform in a gym. They say that Monday is International Chest Day, and they say that for a reason. Men typically want to start their workout week out with the bench press. It's everyone's favorite, and for women too. So let's just quickly go over the primary benefits of the bench press. So when we're doing a bench press, traditionally it's done with a barbell like this. We put the weights on the end. This is your #1 best, most effective exercise for building the size and the muscle mass of the chest, also increasing the strength of your chest, and it has a lot of secondary important benefits to increasing the strength of your triceps and the fronts of your shoulders. So overall, it's a great exercise for increasing the overall pressing power of your upper body. So that being said, now with today's circumstances, we can't get to a gym. So how are we going to perform this bench press exercise if we don't have a bench press? So I'm going to show you how. So I'm going to show you 2 variations of chest pressing exercises that you can do from home. One done with a set of dumbbells, and if your dumbbells aren't heavy enough, I'm going to show you another exercise. It's just a basic floor push-up. So whether we're able to do a traditional bench press and you can get to your gym, or you're going to do a variation how I'm going to show you, there's going to be a few overlapping technical principles here on form, on how you're going to perform these exercises, and they're going to be very similar, actually the same. So when we do a bench press and we're lying down, and I'm going to show you a lying version on a floor here with a couple of dumbbells in a second, what we want to do is we want to keep the chest high and out. And what we do, if we turn around and I go to the back, when we raise the chest up, we retract our shoulder blades and pinch the shoulder blades in tight. We've got the bar here. So the idea is to keep the chest elevated high, shoulders back, pinched in tight, almost like we're going to grip the bench with our upper back muscles, squeezing the shoulder blades down, and you're going to have a little natural arching in the lower back. So let's go to the floor here, and I'm going to show you how to do this with a couple of sets of dumbbells, with a couple of dumbbells. Okay, so we get down to the floor, and we're going to perform a floor bench press. Okay, so we get the weights on our lap here. We lie back, and now here I'm going to just talk about what I was doing with my upper back and my chest. So before we actually start the press, we're going to keep the chest up. And what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to actively squeeze my shoulder blades in tight and down into the floor. So I don't know if the camera can pick that up. I'm trying to keep my chest high. So here we are on the floor. When I'm ready, I'm going to drive up hard, explode up, and I'm still trying to keep my chest up. Now the nice thing about doing this exercise on the floor is the floor provides a little bit of a bottom safety stop. Okay, so anybody who's having problems with their rotator cuffs or their shoulders, this is a really good, safe alternative to doing it with a barbell. As done with the barbell, the bar will come all the way down, and your elbows will get a deeper stretch, and that can cause a little bit, of issues for people who have shoulder problems. So this is your floor bench press. Down steady, right back up. Down steady, right back up. So if the dumbbells that you have, if they're not heavy enough for you to get a decent workout doing the floor press, the next best thing, and you know what, this might actually be a better substitute for most people, and that's learning how to perform and perfect your push-up. Okay, because I'm going to say that most people, when they do their push-ups, they're not doing them properly. Okay, so the first thing is we're going to get into our push-up position. We want to kind of get our hands about the same width apart as we would typically do that bench press with. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit outside, shoulders apart. We're going to get up, and I'm face down now, but I still want to keep my chest out and my shoulders retracted. So see the difference here? I don't want to be like this. Okay, I want to retract my shoulders and get my chest firing even before I've lowered myself. Okay, so my chest is out, my shoulders are retracted, my back is tight, and I'm also keeping my abs tight. Now we're going to talk about range of motion here. We want to get all the way down to the floor. Okay, all the way back up, all the way back down to the floor. The range of motion is very important. Come down slow, all the way down, chest and face to the floor, right back up. And that's how we do a push-up. Okay, so we're at exercise number 2. Most popular gym exercises. People flock to this when they go to the gym, and I'm talking about the lat pull-down. So how can we do a lat pull-down and activate the upper back, the muscles of the lats, if you don't actually have a lat pull-down like this? Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple of variations. If you're lucky and you have a chin-up bar, the chin-up is a far superior exercise to the lat pull-down in terms of developing strength, because it's just a harder exercise. All right, so I'll show you a couple of reps on the chin-up, but I'm going to say this: most people are not strong enough to do enough reps on a chin-up if you have this at home. So I'm going to show you another variation using household items. Okay, so here we go. This is the chin-up. This is actually a wide grip pull-up, which is a much harder exercise. If you have a chin-up bar, we're going to keep the chest up, and we're going to squeeze. Come down, stretch, and we squeeze. Okay. Now, technically, these two exercises are done very, very similar. The form's identical. Okay, we're going to keep our chest high, and we're going to try to retract and squeeze our elbows in tight, retracting your scapula. Okay, we're squeezing the upper back. That's how you perform the chin-up. Okay, so if we don't have a lat pull-down and you don't have a chin-up bar and you're not strong enough maybe to do enough repetitions on this exercise, on a chin-up, what do? So what we do is we grab a couple of household chairs. And I'm going to say make sure they're sturdy chairs. Now I demonstrated this exercise in an earlier video and it got a good response, so I'm going to show it again. So all you need is a couple of sturdy chairs. Make sure that they're parallel to each other, and you need something to act as a crossbar, anything approximately waist high. So this is a little low for me, but it'll get the job done. Okay, so my crossbar is going to be my hockey stick. Go Canada. Okay, so we stick the hockey stick right here. You could use a shovel, whatever you need, something that you can stick right across here. Just make sure it's something strong. Okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to get underneath this. Okay, and you're going to hang from your crossbar, and instead of doing a chin-up or a lat pull-down, this is called a supine pull-up. Okay, we're going to take an overhand grip, right here. I could go wider. The wider you go with your grip, the harder this is going to be. Okay, and I'm going to try to bring my chest, upper chest, to the bar, to my hockey stick. Now before I actually raise this up, you can see this kind of wobbles a little bit. You want to pull down a little bit just to create some initial resistance there so the stick is nice and sturdy. The bar is not going to move. I'm in the middle. And once I'm there, I'm going to raise my hips so I feel the full weight of my body here. Okay, and then we're going to pull up and then come down. Pull up and come down. Now you could do this with an underhand grip and kind of mimic a chin-up. Okay, so here we go with an underhand chin. An underhand reverse grip chin-up works the same way. You pull up, right back down. Keep the hips up high, up, and right back down. Okay, so from a form and technique perspective, this works very similar to a lat pull-down. The difference is when we're doing a pull-down, the weight is up here, we're pulling it from above, and we're pulling it down, but we're retracting our shoulders. When we go over here, we're doing the very same thing, except we're pulling from a horizontal angle in front of us. We're going to retract our shoulders, and we're going to activate all the muscles in the upper back. Pretty much the same way that you're going to do from an overhead position. Another super popular exercise that people flock to the gym to do, and this is number 3 on the list, and that's the seated cable row. So how do you do a seated cable row if you actually don't have a seated cable row machine at home? This is actually a better exercise overall. You'll get more bang for your buck doing this with dumbbells. Okay, so I've got a couple of dumbbells here, all right, and I'm going to perform a 2-arm bent over row. Okay, so I've got my weights. Now my position here is very similar to the seated cable row here. Instead of actually sitting down in this position, I'm going to bend over, and I've got the weights down here. Okay, so here it is. I'm going to try to keep my chest and head up, and I'm going to pull the weights right into my abdomen, right into my sides, and I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades in tight. Now, why would this be a better overall exercise and maybe more effective than the seated cable row? For one simple reason. If you're standing on your feet, it's a more athletic exercise overall than doing a seated variation. And it's just overall, it's a harder exercise. Okay, next we've got everybody's favorite gym exercise done for the arms, and of course I'm talking about the tricep cable pushdown. You know you love this exercise, you know you miss it when you can't get to it. So here we go, tricep cable pushdown. Everybody's favorite arm exercise, okay? Grab the bar, push straight down. So to substitute for the cable pushdown, I'm actually going to show you 3 different exercises that you can do from home. One done with a set of dumbbells, a lying skull crusher. All you need to do is lie down on the floor with a couple of dumbbells. We're also going to look at a tricep push-up, and I'm going to show you something called a bench dip. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is a dumbbell skull crusher. All you need is a couple of weights, a couple of dumbbells, and your floor. Okay, so we're going to lie down. Okay, we got the weights up here. You're going to have a nice strong grip. And I'm going to slowly lower these weights kind of beside my ears, a little bit behind my head. Tap the floor and then right back up. Right there, tap the floor, right back up. So this is a dumbbell skull crusher. So we're going to go into a tricep push-up. Now the main difference with the tricep push-up as compared to its traditional wider hand chest version push-up would be the distance of your hands. So for a chest press push-up, a chest isolation exercise, we're going to have our hands about 6 inches, 8 inches outside the width of our shoulders. For the triceps, we're going to bring them into about shoulders width apart. So it's quite a bit closer. I always tell people somewhere around a foot, maybe a little bit more than a foot apart between your thumbs. Okay, and this is a tricep push-up, and this is pretty hard. A lot of people can't do these from the tippy toe position, and what we need to do is get them to start from a kneeling position. These are pretty tough. So, but it works the same way. We're going to lower ourselves right down. I like to stop about 2-3 inches before I come down because it can be awkward on the wrists. So we come down right about there, pretty deep, right back up. Now I'm also trying to keep my elbows kind of tight to my body. Okay, I'm trying to pull the elbows in and then explode back up. I'm keeping my abs nice and tight, and that's your tricep push-up. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at for the triceps, substitute for a cable pushdown, would be something called the bench dip. Traditionally, this is done using a bench, but I'm going to assume that you don't have a bench. So how do we do this exercise? You can do it lots of different ways. You can do this at the bottom of a flight of stairs on the last step or the second last step. I've even had people using a bathtub edge, and you can do it on there. You just need a ledge that is anywhere between 1 or 2 steps high off the ground. I'm going to use a couple of chairs to demonstrate this. Okay, so this is my bench. I'm a couple of chairs here. All right, I'm going to put my hands right here on the edge. Okay, and you want to keep your body close to the chairs. I want to bring my body out. So right now I'm supporting myself up on my hands, and more specifically my triceps. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower my body straight down until my upper arms are roughly parallel to the floor, and then I'm going to press right back up. I'm going to come right back down, right back up. Now the tendency here is for the body to start drifting away from the bench, from the chairs. You want to stay in close. I like to tell people, you should feel your t-shirt or your back just kind of lightly graze the chair on the way down. Stay nice and tight, nice and close. And this is your bench dip. Okay, so last but definitely not least are the top 5 gym exercises that we miss the most. And of course, I'm talking about the leg press. The leg press, first and foremost, is a power exercise for your upper legs, primarily your quads, also your hamstrings and your glutes. It is a strength and size and muscle mass builder of the legs. Now, I personally don't know too many people who own or have a leg press at home in their home gym. But in my opinion, a far superior exercise to leg pressing in general is to learn how to squat properly. Ideally with a barbell, learn how to do barbell squats. And if you can't do it because of an injury or a mobility issue with your shoulders, your back, or your knees, then learn how to do it with dumbbells. So in my opinion, the best alternative for a leg press, because most people don't own a leg press and have a leg press in their house, is a ball squat, where we take a stability ball, we put it behind our back, leaning up against a wall, and from there, if you can do it, increase the intensity, use a couple of dumbbells, and we have a weighted stability ball squat. Now I'm just going to do a quick demonstration on exactly how this looks and why this is a great alternative for the leg press. So if we take a stability ball like this, and keep in mind when we're into a leg press, we put the ball right against the wall. When we do a leg press, our back is supported in the seat of the leg press. So here, our back is supported again here, and instead of moving a hydraulic or a big weighted leg press machine with plates on it, you're going to be moving your body up and down, rolling the ball up and down the wall. Okay, so here I am all ready for a ball squat. I've got the ball against my back on the wall. Placement of the ball is really important, again, depending on the size of the ball and how tall the person is. So right now I've got this ball right in the small of my back, a little bit on the bum, about halfway up the middle of my spine. So I'm going to do this weighted with a couple of dumbbells. This is going to feel very similar to a leg press, and we're going to burn the quad muscles, your quadriceps. So I'm going to pick up my dumbbells. Okay. Now your stance for the ball squat should be about the same width as you would typically do in a leg press. We want to mimic the leg press here. So I've got my weights right at my sides. I'm going to tighten up my stomach muscles, and we're going to have continuous tension, continuous movement, no pausing, just like a leg press. So I'm going to come down, drive through my heels, halfway up, down, halfway up. All right, we can come up a little bit more, maybe 3/4 of the way up, 4/5 of the way up. The whole key here is to keep continuous movement and burn the quads. And this is your weighted ball squat. Best substitute, in my opinion, for the leg press. Well, I hope you enjoyed my video today. The top 5 most popular gym exercises that we're missing the most, and exercise variations that you can do from home. Guys, remember, just because your gym's closed and you can't get to your fitness classes anymore doesn't mean you can't get great results working out from home and just being a little bit creative. Please feel free to leave some comments and hit the like button, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my future videos. Hey guys, I appreciate all the support. I'll get these videos keep coming to you, and don't forget, be safe and train hard. Thank you.